Hi, I'm Stephanie Murray. I am the director of the BXA Intercollege Degree Programs at Carnegie Mellon University, and you are a student who's been admitted to the BXA programs at Carnegie Mellon University. If so, congratulations. Or you're a student who's been admitted to some other college or school at CMU, in which case, congratulations, and you're interested in the BXA programs. I'll tell you about those. Or you're somebody else who's wondering what the BXA is and what is possible within that. So welcome to my front porch and some birds in the background and our online info session. BXA is the umbrella term for the three programs that we oversee. What they all have in common is the A, the arts concentration that each of our students has. All of our students have a concentration in one of the schools in the College of Fine Arts. So that's art, architecture, drama design, or music. Musical theater and acting are not available, but other than that, everything that's available in the College of Fine Arts is available to BXA students. Then the X is the variable that changes depending on the academic concentration that the student chooses. So the BHA is the Bachelor of Humanities and Arts with the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Anything that is a subject area in Dietrich is available for those students to pick. So that includes the big ones like psychology and social and political history, creative writing, but also some smaller ones like statistics and machine learning or ethics, history, and public policy. That's our largest program. It's our oldest. The most popular combination is psychology and art. And it has the most current students across the board. Then there's the Bachelor of Science and Arts with the Mellon College of Sciences. They offer biology, neurobiology, chemistry, math, and physics as concentration areas there. Biology and music is the most popular. Many of those students are also doing the health professions program, looking toward med school or nursing school, dentistry. Lots of students have gone in those kinds of directions. And then the BCSA is computer science and arts with the School of Computer Science. That started in 2008. It has been very popular. Computer science and arts remains the most popular combination, but we do have students from all 5 CFA schools represented there. So the other thing that all these programs have in common is that they are different than a major and minor. They're different than a double major. They're really balanced curriculum-wise between the two areas. So it winds up being about a third in the CFA concentration, a third in the academic concentration, and a third in general education that's drawn from the academic unit. So in addition to those curriculum requirements, we also have BXA-specific seminars where we talk about how to do interdisciplinary work. So there's a first-year seminar that I teach that's focused on modes of representation across media. What does knowledge look like in the different places that we work, where we watch weird YouTube videos and read graphic novels and listen to podcasts and consider all the ways in which we try to represent experience and knowledge in both creative and academic ways. Then there is a junior seminar taught by our Associate Director, Dr. Carrie Hagan, that's more focused on research methods. What does research look like in the different areas you work? And how can you put together a research plan that addresses the kinds of questions that you're interested in? We use that then as a ramp up to the senior capstone project, where you spend a year researching and making some kind of thing that represents the intersection of your interests. That is wide open in terms of format. So it can be a written thesis, a business plan, performance, an installation, a video game, a web app, some sort of collaboration with other people. Whatever it is that works for the content that you're interested in, that works for us. Once you have that, then you have a concrete object. You have the output of what an interdisciplinary education looks like. So when people say, what is this big weird degree that you have, you can say it makes this and show them that object. So that's the quick overview of all the things that we do. We also have some testimonials from current students about how they came to their combination and what they're accomplishing as part of it. I'll also mention that while a large number of our students do come into us as first-year students admitted directly to BXA, We do have a great number of students who come to us for internal transfer. That is, they start in another college or school at CMU and then apply for internal transfer into one of the BXA programs. There is a process for that that changes depending on what you're looking to do, but generally we recommend that students take 1 or 2 classes in their target areas. We have on our website the recommended classes for specific concentrations within Dietrich, as well as students who are trying to add on the computer science component. If you are a student who is coming to CNU in another school and would like to talk to me about BXA, I will be available hopefully in person this fall to talk to you about what that process looks like. Generally, our students transfer in sometime in their sophomore year, so you've got plenty of time to accomplish that. I'm trying to think of the other questions that usually come to me at this point in the info session. One is that this is definitely a 4-year program. It's intended to be completed in 4 years, taking a normal amount of classes. Generally, if students take about 5 classes per semester, that will get them in line to graduate absolutely on time. AP credit may count towards some of the requirements. That's worth checking the university AP credit worksheets, handouts. They've got something posted that says what things transfer in is. Generally, if AP credit transfers in as an actual class at CMU, that can replace a general education requirement. If it comes in as general AP credit, that goes toward free electives, toward graduation, which everybody needs a certain number of those. BHA has about 7 or 8 classes of free electives built into the curriculum, which is where students can do an additional major, they can do a minor, or they can take classes that just look interesting to them. Beyond that, there's a lot of animals in my neighborhood out and about today, including my cat, who's right here. All of our curricula are posted on the BXA site. If you have trouble finding those, please get in touch with me by email, and I will either set up a separate Zoom meeting to sort of walk you through what your curriculum would look like, or we can converse over email. Dr. Hagan, our associate director, works with our first years and sophomores on advising. I work with our juniors and seniors, but we're both available to talk to incoming students at any point. The other thing is that our students, we are the central advising location for our students, but all of our students also have advisors on both sides. So you'll have a CFA advisor and you'll have an academic unit advisor. You'll be needing to meet with all of us at least once a semester, just so that we're all on the same page and we have a plan going through, because everybody's curriculum winds up being a little bit different depending on how they're focusing, what their goals are, what any given semester looks like for them. Study abroad is an option for our students. It fits really well into the BHA schedule. It takes a little more fiddling to fit it into the BSA and BCSA, but it's possible. That's something that usually students do that sophomore into early junior year. So that's something you can plan ahead for. I think that's all I have to say. So I will now kick this video into our student testimonials so you can hear from some current students. I'll also encourage you to look on the BXA website. If you go to people and then students, you can look at each of the categories and what students are doing in those combinations. All of their emails are linked. You're welcome to get in touch with them. Some of them have told me they're just sitting at home bored now, so I'm sure they'd be happy to talk with you. But they're all used to explaining their degree and talking about what their process looks like. So feel free to get in touch with them, with me, and congratulations again. I hope this answered some of your questions, and I hope you are staying home and safe and secure and occupied in a way that makes you feel productive without being overtaxed. Thanks, bye.
Hello, my name is Teresa Avalos, and I'm a senior in BHA. And BXA is special to me because it's given me so much flexibility. I was able to take the classes that I was most passionate about and ended up just having so much fun and learning a lot about myself and what I can do with what I love. So for example, for my capstone project, I'm working on a solo presentation that's talking about my experiences as a classical musician, but also in the context of global studies. And then I'm working to also make this a community event with the Filipino American community in Pittsburgh that celebrates an immigrant cultural identity and creative expression. So, yeah.
Hello, my name is Ashley Kim, and I'm currently a freshman studying computer science and art through BCSA program. One thing I want to tell people about BXA is that you can be both creative and academic.
Hi, I'm Summer. I'm a junior studying architecture and environmental studies. And I would say my favorite thing about being in BXA is knowing that I'm weird and being okay with the fact that I am weird, because everyone else is just as weird in their own beautiful ways.
Hi, I'm Liz. I'm a junior in the BXA program at Carnegie Mellon, and I study trombone performance and decision science. And BXA is where you combine two different academic areas of interest, and one of them is in the arts, and one of them can be basically anywhere else, and you just put your interests together into something unique that makes sense for you.
Hi, my name is Shiyu Zhang. I'm currently a freshman in the BCSA program, and my concentrations are fine arts and CS. Something that's really special about BXA to me is that in all the colleges that I looked into, there never really was a program that combined an academic side with an artistic side. You could always like double major or something like that, but there was never really something that really overlapped the two different fields that I was interested in. So I think having that option is honestly the most special thing for me.
I'm Sebastian. I'm a junior studying computer science and design in the BCSA program.
I'm Connie. I'm a junior studying computer science and art in the BCSA program.
And we, this weekend, we just put a project we worked on in Lunar Gala, which was a line of 8 wearable art pieces that we worked on with another student.
Yes, Alice.
Yeah. And it consisted of 8 pieces of clothing where each piece lit up and was dynamic, and the models walked in the dark. And
Indeed.
it was it incorporated a lot of like traditional fashion textile techniques with some rapid prototyping techniques and a lot of physical computing as well.
Yeah. And like there are a lot of future directions we want to take this in before the end of the semester, because we did receive a few grants for it, primarily from like the Surge office and also the Studio for Creative Inquiry. So we're thinking in the future we want to work to have more like wireless synchronization. Yes.